Do, 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 do. Mhm. Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Yeah, we're on a little late for this morning's one, but we kind of ran out of time this morning, so here I am now. We'll still get 2 lives today. This is the mid-afternoon, the late afternoon one, and then we'll have one in like 2 or 3 hours or whenever, but we will have another one tonight. So today is Winning Wednesday. Woo-hoo-hoo! What wins are you celebrating this week? No matter how small, how big, how medium sized, you need to celebrate them. Why, you ask? Because it's good for the brain. It's good for the attitude. It's good for the output, for the energy levels. Because when you have a win, you're kind of like, And I've been like this all day. I have been bouncing around here all day. I am on my 6th bottle of water today, only because it's like 9% humidity here at the moment. So, gotta stay hydrated. Um, but yeah, I've been on a win since my coaching call last night with my mentor. I have been like the brain's been going, and when I've been on Zooms, I've been taking notes, not just on what's being said, but oh, write that idea down. So there's been it's like the floodgates have been opened, and my brain just can't keep up with the ideas that are they're all over the place. They're just sparkling everywhere. On the good side, I got some fun stuff arriving tomorrow. Yay, yay, yay. Um, yeah, Michael's didn't carry the Plato, so Plato's arriving tomorrow, courtesy of Amazon. And oh, that's what I forgot to order. I found that when I searched Play-Doh on Amazon, it came up with a stuff called no. When I searched it on Michael's, it came up with the stuff, and then I checked it out on Amazon, and I'm going to post the link in the description in the comments below because it is the funniest. I could not stop laughing. There is a slime stuff called Flarp, FLARP, Flarp. And I was like, what the hell is this? Go to Amazon, just type it in there. No, one of these, and it comes up with several different options. One of these has to have a video. And I watched the video, and it was this kid who, I think he was the inventor of this. I'm not sure the story behind it, but there was this kid who was demonstrating this stuff. I was laughing so hard, I almost had tears coming down my face. The Flarp is a noisy, just change out one letter. Oh, actually, you got to change out a couple of letters. You have to remove one and change one. Is a noisy putty that you can play with and stretch and shape it and whatnot and just play with. And then when you put it back into the container and stuff it in there, it farts. And I was like, what the? And I was going to order a tub to just to have a play with it and see what it was like, and I totally forgot to. So, oh well. And I know they carry it at Michael's, so I'll wait till I go over to Michael's next time and get it then. But yeah, so to be on the lookout for Flarp. It was quite an entertaining toy choice. But yeah, so my creativity is going like nuts right now. Thankfully, it has not been an overload day with chats and well, there's been this steady flow of projects and chats and things, but it hasn't been, and I've had time to write down other ideas as they come up. It hasn't been one of those days where we are slammed and you get no time to write anything down. You're just like go 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 go. So I'm thankful that today was a little bit on the slow side. So as the ideas were popping in, I could write them down. So there's some good stuff that's going to be coming. But our subject for Winning Wednesday is on the road for massive wins. Oh my gosh! And so I just randomly thought of, how many did I end up writing? 9 things. No, I numbered them this time. I didn't just put dashes. I numbered them. So we've got a list here of 9 things. We're just going to run through them that can help you set yourself up for massive wins or the mindset to receive the massive wins. Because if your mindset is not right, you can't process the win correctly. And think about all of the lotto. This is a perfect example. Think of all the lotto winners, and of whom most of the winners are. Majority of the winners are. of their income level and that sort of thing before they win the lotto, and then they go and win the lotto. Why is it so many of them end up broke? Because they don't have the concept, they don't have the mindset to be able to handle such a massive win. And this is why we have to prepare our mind. This is why you have obstacles come up, you have detours, you have breakdowns and breakthroughs come up, because every time you have a breakdown, this is why you should be grateful in all situations. And that is because when you are experiencing a breakdown, a roadblock, I don't want to call them failures. Failures are breakdowns. So breakdowns or a roadblock or an obstacle or a detour, you need to be grateful for that moment, because now you're going to stretch and grow, learn from the situation, and become stronger. And your mindset is now going to go, oh, next time that pops up, I know how to handle that, and I can do it confidently. Because I've already been there, I've done that. That's okay, that's going to be a breeze. That's just a grain of sand. It's not a mountain, it's a grain of sand. So let's look at some of the things that you can do. So you are never, and I don't have them in any particular order, it was just as I thought it, as they popped into my head. You are never lost when you're on a road for a massive win. You are never lost. Back home in New Zealand, we used to do tiki tours, and I do tiki tours over here all the time. And tiki tours are basically where you get lost, but the people in the car don't know that you're lost. I did this one time with the boys. I picked the boys up from their mother's place and was driving them home to our place. And because Brad was running late, so I popped over and picked them up. And the moment I turned down this one street, I knew immediately it was the wrong street. And the boys like, we don't go this way. You've taken a wrong turn. We don't go. I says, no, we're just on a tiki tour. They're like, what's a tiki tour? And I said, it just means I just want to go down here and see what's down here. I decided to take a detour. I just wanted to see what was down here. Actually, it was quite funny because we came across this house that was bright pink sitting at the end of the street. So I said, oh, look at that place. I said, they obviously don't have an HOA around here. I can't imagine any HOA being able to. Actually, it was Pepto-Bismol pink. I don't have any place that would let people paint their house that color and all of that sort of thing. So I turned it into like an education time for them, which is what you can do with detours. And what's that quote? Gabriella Bernstein, in one of her books, I think it's The Universe Has Your Back. I think it's the one. It has a quote in there that goes something like, and I know nudge is not the right word, but I'm going to have to use it. Detours are a nudge in the right direction. So if you come across a detour, it's because you're going in the wrong direction, and it's a course correction. So you will have course correction. Think of all the times that you're out on the road where you come across detours because they've got accidents or something, or they're doing roadworks or something, but they're detouring you around the area, and you end up. And the cool part about detours is that you can find the most amazing things. The number of times that I've been detoured on road trips and stuff, and we've come across some little town in the middle of nowhere. Stopped off, and Brad and I used to do this all the time. We'd go out for our Sunday drives. There'd be these detours, and we'd end up in some little town in the middle of wherever we were, but we would stop and we would go in, and there'd be like a cafe, so we'd go and have a drink, have a cold drink and a snack, and then we'd just go wandering up and down their little main streets and stuff, and you'd find the cutest little antique stores, cutest little mom and pop stores that had handcrafts and stuff in there. Those were some of the best detours ever. So always be grateful for the detours, because you never know where you're going to end up, and they just might be taking you in the correct direction. Sometimes you have closed loops. So think of roads that are cul-de-sacs. And what happens when you get to a cul-de-sac is that you've then got to turn around to get back out again. But you could get caught on those loop roads as well, just going around in loops. And Brad's favorite one was to go off one clover leaf, go across the road, and go back up on the other clover leaf to change directions and things. But the closed loops are getting rid of those finishing projects. What's that stuff that you have got still open on your desk? Those projects, they're the ones that are like, I don't wanna. They're the ones sitting over there that just are like, I really don't want to do that, but it's got to get done. why not delegate it to somebody who does? And this was a big wake up call for me on my coaching call last night, was that I have something that is blocking me right now. And I made the decision last night, I'm going to get somebody to do it for me, because that was something that Brad would normally do for me. And that's why I don't want to do it, because I don't have the mental capacity that he had to do this mundane task thing that involved technology. Now, I am I know a lot of times I bash the technology side of things, but I don't want to get stuck in technology. I really don't. When it comes to creating stuff, I will create the plans and then have somebody else make it up for me. So if I need an app or a program or a landing page done or a website set up or anything like that, yes, I have done it. But I know there's people out there that can do a way better job than I ever could. And yes, I do have a technology. The funny part, I do have a technology type brain. It's just a lot more on the creative side than it is on the facts and figures side. So, yes, I actually at one time when I was in the Royal New Zealand Air Force, put into remuster to become a computer programmer. And the funny thing is that 2 weeks after I got a promotion and a new job in the trade that I was in, they called me wanting me to remuster over to this thing. And I was like, nope, sorry. They're like, what do you mean? And they said, you scored really, really high on all your testing and everything else. We want you. You're perfect. I'm like, sorry. I said, I just got a promotion 2 weeks ago, and this is the job I'm now in, and I absolutely love it. And they were a little miffed because, yeah, apparently I scored very high on that test. And so I was like in that top percentage of like the perfect candidate. So I do have the capacity to do it. I just have way too many ideas flowing through my head to be bothered with it, basically. So I decided that one of my loops that is open right now, I'm going to get it closed by getting somebody else to do it for me. So that's something you got to keep an eye on. So look at your projects look at your unfinished tasks and projects. Can you delegate them to somebody else? Can you hire those? Can you hire somebody to do them for you? Is it a project that really needs to be done, or have you left it so long that now it doesn't matter and you can just let it go? Make the decision and get those loops closed. So I'm getting a very dry mouth, 9% humidity. Oh, hey, a little strong on the lemon there. Having the plan. Now, the plan is that once you've made up the mind that you want to get on this road for these massive wins, what are you going to do? How are you going to get there? What's the end result going to be? So the plan is being very clear, making the decision, and being very intentional about what it is that you want. And this is where writing down the things in detail in your journal, even it's like I was talking about my barn RV B&B, and I said, look, I can tell you what the outside of the cabin looks like. The inside's starting to take shape. I can tell you exactly what the view looks like from the front porch of the cabin. I know that if I go off the porch and around the corner here, there's a path that takes me through to where the barn is, and I'm like, I can get us there. And when you get to the barn, this is what's in the barn. This is how it's all set up. I can tell you exactly what it looks like inside. And they were like, what, down to the swatches and all of that? And I was like, yeah, not quite to the swatches, but that's the next plan, is to go get some swatches and pick out like the decor and stuff like that. So it's the barn piece for the B&B is starting to get very, very detailed. This conversation is, did I actually do a live this morning? I feel like I've had this conversation before. It's like deja vu. I've got deja vu at the moment. But get a journal and just write everything about this win that you want. It could be closing a huge sale, a huge piece of business. It could be building your dream home. It could be building your dream yacht. It could be your dream car. Write down as much information as you can in your journal about it. Get pictures and put them in the journal. So you're kind of creating like a visual descriptive book about what it is that you want to do, and what the end result is going to be. How are you going to feel when you get there? What does it feel like to be able to live in that moment that you know that you have achieved this massive win. So start writing things down about that. I have so many notebooks around the place right now, and they've all got ideas written in them. One of them is just for writing in. It's my musings journal. I have my little ideas pad over here. I have another 4 down there, and I've got so many notebooks around this place, all with stuff written in them. It's nuts, but that's how I work. The next one is like mapping out the trip. How are you going to get there? Setting the goals to get there. What projects do you need to work out to get the processes in place to help you achieve these massive wins? And again, get into the details. Use your plan to help map the trip. Then you've got the checking in. And checking in is having your accountability partner or partners, having your team. Who is on your team? Now, your team could be contractors or employees that work for you. It could be you are the solopreneur, but you've got a team of people behind you, like in travel, for example. My team would be all of the vendors that I use. I would have a business development manager with each cruise line or tour company or whatever who is my point of contact, and they are part of my team because I strategize with them on how are we going to promote this, how are we going to promote that, hey, I got this idea, what do you think, and then brainstorming it together. It could be having peers that I do this in travel, but if somebody comes along with this, I have somebody I can refer it to. Because it could be something like if anybody comes to me about weddings, I do not do destination weddings. I don't do them. But I have a couple of people who that's all they do is the destination weddings. And I can just call them up and go, hey, got this person for you. And that's after, of course, getting permission from the client to get them over there and get that done. So, yeah, weddings, no. I have a friend who was born and raised in Ireland, like I was born and raised in New Zealand. She knows Ireland like the back of her hand, like I know New Zealand like the back of my hand. So if I have anybody going to Ireland, guess where I'm sending my clients that want to go to Ireland to. So, and so that's taking care of the peers. They're part of your team. If you have anybody that works in the office, they're part of your team. If you've got your mentors and your coaches, your business advisors, your board of directors, make up your own board of directors. They don't actually have to have a share in the business, but it's just sort of like bounce ideas off, or maybe you will give them a piece of the business. There's different ways that you can work on that. So figure out who is on your team and make sure you check in often with them, checking in with your accountability partner. How are you doing on your goals and dreams? Same with your mentor and your coaches, your board of directors, letting them know what the progress is. There's lots of different things you can do. Fuel is important on any road trip. So your fuel for your winning mindset is reading at minimum 10 pages a day out of a self-development book, a business book, meditating, can we get thrown in there too, listening to audiobooks, having your music playlists. Yesterday I was blasting music while I was working, and it was so funny. I went to my library on, I don't know what they call it now. It used to be iTunes. So I went to my iTunes library where I have my CDs. I uploaded all my CDs. I uploaded, I've got my purchases on there and everything else. And I just went songs shuffle. So I was getting everything from musicals to gospel to country to, I had a Jimmy Durante song in there. Some soundtracks. There was a Jimmy Durante song. It was the one about his nose's birth. It was his nose's birthday. It was a nose. It was the nose birthday. It was hilarious. To Jeff Foxworthy on the. I just went songs. I had Christmas music playing. Had some Celtic music playing. It was all sorts. I had opera. I had pop. I had rock. I had disco music. I had jazz. It was a very eclectic day as far as music went. Normally, I pick out a playlist for the day based on what it is I feel based on what it is that I'm doing at the time. I have playlists for all sorts of things. And yesterday, for some reason, just the mood I was in, I just went songs shuffle, and I just got. it was, like I said, it was a very eclectic day music-wise, and it totally fitted my mood yesterday as well. Because at the times and it seemed to be intuitive as to what song was going to be playing next, because I couldn't. There is a way you can see what's coming up, but I had it all minimized so I couldn't see it, and it would just pop up at the top corner as to what was the song that was now starting to play. And I remember I was sitting there and I was like so hyped. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to calm down, And some soothing song would start playing next. So it's like iTunes was in tune with my moods and was playing the music accordingly. It was hilarious. But the fuel that you need is the reading, the meditation, the listening to the audiobooks, listening to podcasts, listening to inspirational speakers, watching videos like YouTube videos. There's a whole bunch of business videos out there that are available as well that you can go and find and listen to. Find the ones that you like and follow them. Roadblocks are not failures, because we don't have failures. Those are your breakdowns. And when you have your breakdowns, you have your breakthroughs. But by staying persistent and consistent, you will help. That persistency and that consistency will help you get through those roadblocks, or will turn those roadblocks into a grain of sand, so you can just drive on. So if you get roadblocks or roadworks and stuff, don't fret. Just learn, grow, move on. Touring. What did I put touring down here for? Sometimes you go touring. No, touring. I don't know why I put that one there. I don't even have any notes after it. So we're actually going to be 8 because that one, I've got no idea why I wrote touring down. I knew at the time, but now I don't. And I usually put like a keyword after it, and I didn't do that. The last one is celebrate, even the small wins. As you have those small wins, yay, we finished that leg of the journey, woohoo! Or we got that project done, we got that task done. Celebrate, even if it's a small win. And one thing I love about the mastermind group that I belong to is that we spend a few minutes talking about our wins, and it's no matter how big or small the win is, we share our wins. Some people will get some huge wins, some people will get some not very big wins, but we celebrate them all. We celebrate them. We are grateful. I'm grateful that people are sharing their wins, because it inspires me to keep going. And some of them will tell the struggle that they had and how they overcame it to turn it into a victory. So I love hearing those stories and things. So that's it from me for now. I kind of have a feeling I've done this before. Did I do this morning? Am I doubling up? Oy. It's been one of those days. But like I said, my head is just bouncing off ideas. I don't even know what I'm doing half the time, but because there's just so many ideas, just want to get out. And I have a really cool planner. You can actually doodle in it. It's got spaces for doodling, and it's just a very basic black writing, lots of white space on there, and you can just go and doodle. So that's what I like to do. But anyway, go out, have a super fantastic sparkling rest of your day, and I will catch you back here in a couple of hours. So, hei konera.